Mukesh Ambani. A name that echoes across the business world. A symbol of wealth, a symbol of power. But behind the fortune, behind the towering skyscrapers, behind the billions and the headlines, there is a story. A story of struggle, a story of hard times, a story of setbacks, a story of relentless success. Because greatness never comes easy, because success never arrives without scars, because dreams demand sacrifice. Let's travel back, not to the glory, not to the fame, but to the beginning. Mukesh was born in Aden, Yemen. His father, Mukesh Ambani, was no giant back then. He was no tycoon, he was no legend, he was a dreamer. And dreamers often live with hunger. Dreamers often live with doubt. Dreamers often live with nothing except fire. The Ambani family returned to India. Life wasn't rich, life wasn't glamorous, life was simple, life was hard. But hardship shapes warriors, but scarcity breeds strength, but hunger builds vision. Young Mukesh watched his father build reliance, not from skyscrapers, not from boardrooms, but from grit, from street-level battles, from the raw hustle of a man unwilling to quit. He absorbed the lessons, he watched the struggle, he studied resilience, he understood the cost of greatness. Mukesh went to IIT Bombay, then Stanford University. The world was open, a global career awaited. Comfort was calling, but his father's voice was louder. Dhirubhai said, "Come back, build reliance." And Mukesh returned. That choice changed everything. That choice shaped destiny. That choice was sacrifice. Back then, reliance wasn't what it is today. It wasn't a behemoth, it wasn't a giant. It was fragile, it was fighting, it was daring. Mukesh entered the battlefield with no silver spoon, with no shortcuts, with no guarantees. He was handed responsibility, a new polyester plant, a new venture, a new challenge. Most would tremble, most would retreat, but not Mukesh. He learned fast, he adapted faster, he understood industry, he understood risk, he understood vision. But the road was not smooth, there were failures, there were doubts, there were storms. Critics mocked him, markets tested him, competitors pushed him, and yet he endured, and yet he fought, and yet he rose. Reliance expanded. Textiles became petrochemicals. Petrochemicals became refining. Refining became telecom. Telecom became revolution. Every step, resistance. Every step, risk. Every step, a test. But Mukesh never stopped. When oil prices crashed, he stayed strong. When projects looked impossible, he stayed committed. When people called him reckless, he stayed bold. Because winners are not defined by smooth journeys. They are defined by storms they conquer. And Mukesh conquered storms. His biggest battle came after his father's passing. The Ambani empire was divided, family conflict, public tension, the world watching. Many thought reliance would crumble, many thought Mukesh would fall, many thought the story would end. But Mukesh rewrote the story, he focused, he rebuilt, he reimagined. And out of struggle came Geo, the game changer, the disruptor, the revolution. Cheap data, accessible internet, digital empowerment. An entire nation transformed, millions connecting, India redefined. That was no accident, that was no luck, that was vision, that was courage, that was persistence. Mukesh turned hardship into opportunity. Mukesh turned doubt into dominance. Mukesh turned failure into foundation. Today, Reliance stands tall, a global powerhouse, a leader in energy, a leader in telecom, a leader in retail, a leader in technology. And behind it all, Mukesh Ambani. The
boy who once saw struggle, the man who once carried weight, the leader who once faced doubt, the fighter who never quit. So what does his journey teach us? That life will test you, that failure will visit you, that struggle will break you, if you allow it. But if you endure, if you persist, if you refuse to quit, you will rise. Mukesh Ambani did not inherit comfort. He inherited responsibility, and he turned it into empire. He did not avoid struggle, he embraced it. He did not fear failure, he learned from it. He did not chase shortcuts, he built foundations. And that is the secret. Success is not luck. Success is not chance. Success is sweat. Success is sacrifice. Success is struggle turned into strength. Mukesh Ambani's story is proof. Hard times don't last, tough people do. Failure doesn't destroy, resilience rebuilds. Struggle doesn't stop, vision continues. So when you feel broken, remember his rise. When you feel lost, remember his vision. When you feel crushed by failure, remember his comeback. You too have that fire. You too have that strength. You too have that potential. Mukesh Ambani's journey is not just his own. It is a mirror, a lesson, a pearl to action. Stay upon with all the times. Fight your struggle. Merle Vauvel. Claim your success.